We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, say hello to somebody around you. Here we go.
Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey.
All right. All right. Got it?
Yep, I'm good.
Your spring is in your step now. Amazing what little surgery will do for you, right? Exactly. So good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Centers for Spiritual Living. My name is Joe Hooper. I'm the spiritual director here. And today, our band is going to be our guest artist. So let's welcome the CSL band, everybody.
There's a song I wrote called I Am the Light of the World. I am a child of God. I am the light that shines. I am the pure of heart. I am the truth, the way to peace of mind. I am the joy within.
I am the joy within.
I am the star from above.
I am a star from above.
I am the message of hope.
I am the message of hope.
I am a light in the world of
Through Spirit I can do anything.
anything that I believe.
Anything that I believe. Through Spirit I can have everything.
Everything I can conceive.
Everything I can conceive. I am the love. I am the light. I am the star that shines so bright. Yes, I am the light. I am the light of the world.
Yes, I am of
The
the
world.
world. With Spirit I can do
Anything.
anything that I believe.
Anything that I believe. Through Spirit I can have everything.
Everything I can conceive.
Everything I can conceive. Through Spirit I can do anything. Anything that I believe. Through Spirit I can have everything. Everything I can. I am the love. I am the light. I am the star that shines so bright. Yes, I am the light. I am the light of the world.
Yes, I am.
Of the world.
Every day I shine, yeah.
Of the world. Of the world. Of the world.
Hey, Jerry Lynn, thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. We good today? Yeah, okay, let's go right to work. Let's take a deep breath in, take the lights down. We'll put up our mission statement here. There we go. Let's all start with this together, please. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith-filled community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time. Let's take a deep breath in, close your eyes. Sometimes it can feel like there's a lot going on in the world around us, in our own personal lives, in the lives of our community, of our country, and in our world. So we take this moment during our service, this sacred time and sacred space, to allow ourselves to just stop the dialogue, discontinue that need to fix something, and instead become fully present in this room, which means just allowing yourself to feel your breath, to be supported by the chair, to know that you are constantly divinely guided, supported, and sustained by that infinite presence right here, right now. That everything on your to-do list can wait. That it's just time to listen to the beat of your heart and your very breath. Take a deep breath in. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your love will light my way. Show me the way. Sing after me, please. Show me the way. Your joy will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your peace will light my way. Show me the way. Show me the way. Your truth will light my way, and your love will light my way, and your joy will light my way, and your peace will light my way, and your truth will light my way.
I breathe in that truth. I breathe in this truth, that the light shows the way. An infinite presence of living spirit of the living God that is the light, that is the light, that is my light, is right here in, around, and through us. We breathe it in, we breathe it out. We feel it in the chair supporting us. We feel it in the music that enfolds us. that fullness and infinite presence that is peace, that is love, that is life, that is abundance, is our life, is my life right here and right now. We feel that truth vibrating in the service as wholeness and health in our bodies, where our cells are alive and doing their perfect work right here, right now. We feel that in our hearts as the service, as the music, as Dr. Joe's message inspires us, enfolds us, enlightens us, and reminds us of the infinite power and presence of God that we are right here and now. We relax into this truth. We give thanks for this truth. Feeling it flow as the service, as this day and our life. We give grateful thanks for being made manifest now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We allow the truth of this word, of this prayer to be here, to be now, to be manifest. We release this word into law, knowing it is so by claim together, and so it is. Amen.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I awake in this holy silence. I hear all that has never been said, and right here in this holy silence we find God when we find ourselves. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So we awake in this holy silence. We hear all that needs to be said, and right here in this holy silence we find God when we find ourselves. And I find God when I find myself. And you find God when you find yourself.
So let's take a deep breath in. So we're going to sing a song again that we used to sing, 20 years ago here at the center. Dr. Tom had this song for us. So we can sing it through the first time if you don't know it. If you know it, please join in with us. If not, by the second verse, I'm sure you'll have it. Here we go. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me. We are one. And in this unity, we can live in harmony, and peace has come, 'cause we are one. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we can live in harmony, and peace has come, 'cause we are one. Last time through. We are one. We are one. I am you, you are me, we are one. And in this unity, we can live in harmony, and peace has come, 'cause we are one. And peace has come, and peace has come, 'cause we are one.
Not that far away in the scheme of things. Every little wish you hold deep in your heart lies when the start your intention brings. Every single word you will plant the seed. You'll have everything you will need if you dare to dream. You'll have everything. See it on the street of your mind. It's there you'll find your dream. Every little hope, every little pain hidden in your heart, you will find it there. Every little wish is waiting there for you. All your dreams come true. Sorry. If you're aware that in every single thought your story's told, now it's time to watch it all unfold. If you dare to dream, you'll have everything. See it on the street.
Thank you, Jerry Lynn. Let's hear it for this band and these singers, everybody. Doing a great job for us every week. I love it. Let's give it for the band and the singers, guys. One more time. Thank you, Jerry Lynn. So today my talk is called Your Invisible Forces. Repeat after me. People who enjoy life rarely have a flat stomach. That's not our affirmation, but isn't that funny? I don't know who said that, but it was on my Facebook this morning. I thought, this will be my affirmation today. People who enjoy life rarely. Now, some people have flat stomachs. Good for you. I'm not thin shaming. I thought that's priceless, don't you? All right, had to start my day off with the laugh. Okay, now that we're past that, let's go to work. This is your real affirmation. How's that? Let's go for it. Today and every day, I live life to the fullest. Say it again. Today and every day, I live life to the fullest. Do you do that every day? Do you really do? Now, I know sometimes you do that in some parts of your life, but when you wake up, do you really think to yourself, I'm going to live today to the fullest? Or do some of people wake up and go, oh my gosh, I just want to get through the day. Make it to, and you set a time on the clock. If I can just make it to noon, make it to the end of my workday, make it to happy hour, make it to Jeopardy. I mean, I don't know whatever it is. Some people do kind of set a goal. They set themselves short. They cut themselves off from the life when they think, I don't want to live my day to the fullest. But what does that mean to live a day to the fullest? When you want to live your day to the fullest, what kind of attributes, what qualities, what things would you do? If I said to you, today you get to live your life to the fullest, what's the first thing you're going to do? And if you started, could you create a list? How are you going to live your relationships to the fullest today? How are you going to live your health to the fullest today? How are you going to be creative? What's going to be the full-on creativity you're going to apply to your day? So I want to think that we do, now I know some of you can live your life to the fullest as you go to the buffet. I know this. But it's not about the buffet to the casino, it's the buffet of life. How do we live our fullest energy to get there? There is nothing which appears in the manifest universe other than objectified thought, whether it be a bump on your head, a growth on your foot, or a planet. It could not be there if we're not made out of mind, for mind is all there is to make anything out of. Whatever is made out of it. Nothing exists or can exist without a source from which it springs. So if we want to live our life to the fullest, we have to understand that all things are objectified through mind, through God's mind and our mind. We're the initiator and God is the creator. How's that? You're the initiator. Your own desires initiate the creative process. So we're the creative process of living our life to the fullest. Our mind and our world appears, everything around us, as a result of the use of this mind. We know that. Next thing, maybe. There we go. Now, I want to talk about this new idea. We have an infinite mental reserve account of love and faith. It is love and faith that we draw on when writing checks to the crises in our lives, not only for ourselves, but for others. This bank of life is always open and never closed. So I want to start opening a bank account, a spiritual bank account at the bank of life. Do you agree? Come on, wake up a little bit for me here. How about that? How about if we all open up a spiritual bank account at the bank of life? Yay! Thank you. Oh, okay. You guys are going to make me work today, aren't you? I can just tell. Come with me. But we have this bank account. The problem is some of us believe in poverty. Not necessarily financial poverty, but the word poverty usually conveys in our minds the idea of money shortage. But actually the word means lack of any good thing. Poverty is the antithesis of abundance, and abundance of good is necessary to human happiness. Ooh. So when I'm feeling that I have a lack or some sort of scarcity or I'm in poverty to something, and it could be relationships, it could be money, it could be creativity, it could be a job, it could be whatever it is. Whatever I'm feeling a lack, I have to ask myself, am I drawing on that bank account? Am I drawing on it or am I just forgetting that it's there? Imagine, just think about it. Imagine if you were born and this universal presence gave you a gift of this giant bank account, right? A spiritual bank account. And you just kind of forget that it's there. You know? You just forget that it's there because you don't use it that often. But imagine in times when you need it, you just forget that it's there. So instead, you wallow in whatever it is because you don't want to go to the bank and make a withdrawal. Make sense? Together, please. Today and every day, I live life to the fullest. So let's talk about that spiritual bank account. The divine has already made the initial one, initial deposit, and it was a big deposit, right? The account was opened, and it had your name on it. And it had an infinite amount of resources and people and possibilities and all the things. It was opened when you were a tiny, you weren't even born yet, and it was open, all right? For everyone who was born into this world, because the divine has given itself to us. It has imparted its own life, and in a mysterious way, which is beyond our comprehension, has endowed us with the capacity to love. So it has given us this bank account to use. We were born with this bank account, and the only thing that puts the deposit in at the initial onset is this infinite intelligence. All right? And now I have to give that caveat. The initial onset, it always puts in the initial deposit. And then, guess what? It gives us the ability to learn, to use our mind. What? Say what? It's not a gift that keeps on giving. It's one that was given to us, and while it continues to be available to us, it requires us to show up consciously. Ooh, okay, well that's an ooh. Okay, I'll take that. It could be an I got that. But no, it's an ooh, okay, which means I have to go further into it. All right, so that ooh represents to me that some of us, whoops, sorry. And if I bend over, I'll split my pants. Okay, rarely a flat, but I have a nut. I'm happy. Wow, that's really funny. Okay, where was I? Now I lost myself. Ooh, yeah, thank you. I hate when that happens. All right, I'll come back to it. We believe that there are great spiritual forces that we can draw on and deposit our own and deposit in our own minds, and which can be used in any emergency, in any stress or strain of life. So, we do believe that there is a way that you have spiritual tools that you can use that create the deposits that go in. You know, sometimes, things that, okay, one of the biggest ones we can use, and we can use it all the time, is one you just used. Some of you. Laughter. Laughter is a deposit. Think about it. When you're laughing, you're putting a deposit into that account. So when times get tough or something pops up, we can draw on, not the laughter part, but the part that we have this quality in our life that can see things differently and that can carry us through the most challenging times. And it can be laughter. It could be a spiritual practice. It could be prayer. It could be meditation. It could be just getting together with friends and having a good time and having a conversation with someone. It could be going to a movie. It could be watching something funny on TV. It could be reading something funny. It could be whatever it is. It requires us not to be given it unconditionally, because it requires us to put it in drive and engage in the process of keeping that account moving. Does that make sense? Now, the interesting part of that is it's not saying the universe is conditional upon its arrival, its gift to us. It requires us to do something that we're not just sitting around doing nothing, complaining. It requires us to do something to get it into the account. Does that make sense? Because I don't want you to think that the universe is conditional in its ability to give. It's not. It's unconditional giving. It's our responsibility to do the ask, right? To do the work. Does that make sense? All right, good. Here we go. We all have a spiritual account with the bank of life. We understand we are drawing on the infinite, and each day enough love, faith, trust, and supply is deposited to more than meet any situation that might possibly arise. So, when you get up in the morning, regardless of what happened the night before, when you get up in the morning, your bank account is adequate to do whatever needs to be done for the day. It has what it needs to do whatever you need it to do. So when you wake up, understand From that moment on, it is literally what I call it, the spiritual give and take. Okay? I can do something to add to it. I can do something to withdraw from it. I can do something to... Now, but so every day, we wake up, and that account is always sufficient to meet every need. Think about that for a minute. In fact, close your eyes just for a moment. I want you to think about this, that each and every day I wake up, there is enough of everything that I need or desire to move through this day. That I have been given all the gifts necessary for me to meet whatever I am to meet this day. Open up your eyes. If you knew that, would there be such a sense of being overwhelmed at the onset of a day? Think about it. Who sets up the consciousness of feeling overwhelmed or stressed? We do. Does the universe? No. When we set up a situation where we are feeling stressed or overwhelmed, what have we forgotten? We have forgotten that the bank account is already sufficient unto itself to do whatever needs to be done. It's our forgetfulness that brings us to that place of stress. Are we good? Good? All right, good. The earning of the supply or substance for our spiritual bank account is a little different, for we earn the ability to draw on the bank of life only through having practiced love and faith. So that's what we're doing about. We're practicing love and faith to replenish those accounts. Does that make sense? That's the invisible force we're talking about. There is an invisible force behind every single movement of every single person and place or thing. It all has this force of activity that has come from these accounts. All right? So don't ever feel like you're spiritually bankrupt. Now, so let's talk about that for a minute. There are times. In fact, we addressed it this week. A couple people addressed it this week. Anthony Bourdain, is that how you say his name? At Kate Spade. And the suicide rate is going up recently. And in my mind, many times that may be the result of people not understanding that this bank account is available to them. In fact, I would say this. Many times people don't realize that not only is their bank account available to them, but there are people around that would lend their bank account to them. It's up to us, in my mind, to make sure that the people we know and love know that they have access to our account. The PIN number, right? They can get right in. They have the spiritual PIN number. I think maybe sometimes in life we forget to remind people how much they mean to us, and we forget to remind people how much we love them, and we forget to remind people that my account is your account here. And I'm willing to let you borrow from my account whatever you need or want to help get you through this period. And that's what good friends do. That's what good people, good friends, good family members, that's what they do. They open up their account. There's no sense in hoarding it. Remember, there's no sense in hoarding it because every day you wake up with the sufficient amount to get you through your day, right? So if every day I know that it's always going to be replenished because that's just my divine birthright, then from that moment on, I'm able to do my spiritual practices. I'm able to enjoy my life, to fill my account up so I can also share it with other people. I think we need to really make sure that in our life there are people who silently may be going through something we don't know, but we need to still remind the people that love us and we love them that we're there for them and that we have this spiritual bank account. Look, whenever you want to tap in, you tap in. My door is always open. Here's my PIN number, go. Does that make sense? I think we need to start addressing that because this week was sort of shocking, and it should be shocking every week, but this week was really shocking, and then I started reading some statistics about it. I'm thinking, wow, this is starting to go up a little bit, and we as a faith community can do something about that in terms of how we view the world and each other and how we relate to each other and how we can assist one another. Does that make sense? So I want us to do that. So I want us to practice that love and faith, because I believe that when we practice our love and faith, not only does it withdraw from our account a little bit because we're using it, but it also replenishes it, because in karmic spirituality and law of circulation, what I put out comes back and it replenishes it. Does that make sense? So that was the things that I'm talking about. That's how we replenish this account, through our service acts, through our acts of love and kindness. All right. How are we withdrawing from the account? We are called on to meet life situations, emergencies, times when we need more love and more tolerance, more kindness and understanding, deeper faith and a higher belief in knowing. That's when we're withdrawing on the account. So when we have these situations, just know that the account is there to draw from. Don't go into that place of despair or feel like there is a lack of that. Always remember, you are always enough for what is in front of you. There's always enough of you spiritually to handle what is in front of you. Sometimes those words fall short, don't they? Anybody? Where you go, I just feel over this, I'm not enough for this. But you are. If you weren't, you wouldn't be looking at it. That make sense? If you weren't enough, you wouldn't be looking at it. But because you're looking at it, your consciousness, your thoughtmosphere, your life, and all the things you've done in your life are putting it in front of you for good reason. And you have it. You have what you need. Here's where the law of mind and action comes in to honor that check. When we apply our thought of love directly to discordant situations, and there is nothing in you which is afraid, your thought of love applied to that situation will heal it. So guess what? It's just like this. When I know that there's money in my checking account and I go to write that check, I feel really good, right? I know it's going to cash. Now, there have been times in my life when I have written that check and I went, oh God, I have prayed, I have put hands on that check. I put hands on and pray for that check going, oh God, please make sure this clears the account before or clears after my paycheck, whatever it was. I've written checks like that in my life where I put contingencies on it. But when we know that we know, then we are all confident about approaching a situation. Example, when I go into an emergency room now or a hospital to do a visit with someone, I know, because what I know spiritually is always unfolding for the higher good. I walk in with spiritual confidence, all right? If I did not have that spiritual confidence, I could not be of good support to someone who needed spiritual guidance in that moment. So we should walk with that spiritual confidence in these areas of our life, knowing that whatever pops up, we can take care of it. The universe can take care of it, because the very mind that created it will be the same mind that has to recreate through a different thought process the outcome. Are you with me? Together, please. Today and every day, I live life to the fullest. There is only one thing that Dr. Ernest Holmes wrote this. There is only one thing that I ask of you, and that is that you will believe absolutely that this thing works. If you do not believe it works, it will not work, because everything is belief. So Dr. Holmes said this. I love that. This is the only thing that I ask of you. I ask you to believe this, but if you don't, it won't. If you do, it will. How many times have we said to ourselves, this will never work? Anybody? Any couple? 6, 8? Good. Okay, we'll go to brunch. All right. If you've ever said that to yourself, or if there's a voice in your head that keeps saying it to you, that this will never work, you better be ready for it not to work. Because you're just laying out the plan for it not working. You're forgetting that you have the spiritual bank account. You're forgetting that it is reloaded, right? Every day. You're forgetting that that you keep putting deposits in, and now it's time to withdraw that knowledge and that love so you can sustain through whatever period you need till you go back and replenish it again. Remember, this is like a circulatory thing that we're talking about here. Are you with me? All right? Then, I love this. when Peggy Bassett, does anybody know the name Peggy Bassett? A couple people, because you've heard her. She was a minister in Huntington Beach for the longest time. And someone asked her this question, because she always goes back to the basics. And the person said, I'm done with the basics. I want to be beyond the basics. And she said, my dear, it is always about the basics. No matter how much you read, no matter how much you go further and further in, it's always about the basics, isn't it? It's always about going back to spiritual principle, which, incidentally, I want to tell you, the doctor was in. How many? There were 26 people in the morning, 26 people at night that came in. So we have 52 people come in Wednesday. The doctor was in with so much fun on Wednesday because all we did was talk about spiritual principle. It was nothing but principle, spiritual laws, how they work. And when you have that, these are the basics. I want to remind myself of this often when I want to say, I know that. Do I know it? Does my life demonstrate the principles, or do I know it? There's the difference. Do I know it in my head, or is my life a representation of knowing? There's a big difference. When I know it in my head, I know it because I can just say it, because I've heard it. But does my life represent that knowing? Does my spiritual confidence sustain that knowing? Are you with me? So, it is just about the basics. And it is about, do you know it? Okay, and if you know it, is your life representing it? If not, you may know it, but you're not applying it. You're not going to the bank and actually spending what you have to spend to make it happen. You're still living in a state of fear or scarcity or poverty. Does that make sense? All right, you guys are good. Abraham Hicks said, this is the optimal creative vantage point, to stand on the brink of what is coming, feeling eager, optimistic anticipation, with no feeling of impatience, doubt, or unworthiness hindering the receiving of it. That is the science of deliberate creation at its best. Ooh. Let's unpack this. Let's unpack this because there's a lot of emotional words thrown in here, right? If you are on the edge of something, on the edge like you want to jump off because you've had enough, or on the edge of something growth and expansion. If you're on an edge, if you're not on an edge, you need to find one. Not to jump off and give up, but to leap into something else. If you're not, then you're probably bored, so get to an edge, number one. Number two, when you get to the edge, when you stand on the brink of what is coming, I love this, feeling eager, optimistic anticipation. Not, oh my God, I hope this works. Oh my God, this has to work, right? That's not eager anticipation. That's panic. That's panic and that's fear, right? That's fear masking itself as, oh my God. No. Don't mask the fear. When one stands on the edge like that, on the brink of this, with a sense of eagerness and optimistic anticipation, and not a feeling of impatience. Wait, what? Is anyone here impatient? It's my biggest thing. It's my biggest, I think that's probably one of many of my flaws, but impatience. You know, it's when I stand there at the brink, I am at the edge, I am ready. Now, bring it on. What are you waiting for? I told you, God, I'm ready. Okay. And then I go through this. Okay, I do this. I swear to God, I do this. I go through this whole litany of things, and I talk to God, and I go, hey, look, I told you I was ready. I'm ready. I believe. I know. I'm expecting. I'm doing all the things you told me to do. Where the hell is it? Why isn't it happening yet? You told me it was done. You should believe this. I believe. Okay, you got me. I'm all yours. What? It's not happening. Anybody? Bigger group. Yeah, that's a bigger support group there. But I like what Abraham says here. Look, when we stand there, we have to stand there with a sense of eagerness, optimistic anticipation, not doubting whether or not it's going to happen, not putting a timeline on it, and certainly not feeling unworthy. Because when we do that, we hinder its manifestation. And the last thing we want to do. That is what we call deliberate creation at its best. When I know that I know and I stand in my knowingness. When I know that I know and I stand in my knowingness. And now think about that. If you had, let's call it, if you had financial security, right? Let's shift that to if you had spiritual security. If you had spiritual security and you know what you know and you stand in your knowing, then no matter what you're standing in front of, you would go, I got this. That's that invisible force that I'm talking about. Did you follow all that today? Because that today, it's kind of like, did you get to where I wanted you to go? Because that's the deliberate creative force when I can stand there, know that I know, because I just have that spiritual security, and I stand in that, and I breathe from there. There's no shallow breathing from there. There's no panic breathing from there. I breathe from that place. Together, please. Oh, no, not yet. Here alone are peace and joy and certainty. That's right, this is the last one. Here alone is freedom from fear and doubt. Deliberately close all your accounts with the lesser banks. Throw away your old checkbooks, debit cards, and forget them. And learn to turn daily to the one and only supreme source, which is Spirit. Cut up those other cards of doubt, fear, close the accounts. You have one solid account to work with now. Remember that. Now. Together. Today and every day, I live life to the fullest. Let's have at it. Thank you, everybody. Have a great week.
Thank you. Please call the ushers to come forward right now. And as we prepare, I love that, the bank of life. And we're all actually CEOs of that bank, right? We're running it. So those of you that are live streaming, there's a donate button there. Please support the live streaming and the center for this wonderful message that you receive every Sunday. Or you can also text your offering. And so as we prepare, let's just go to that place of great gratitude for everything that we have, everything that is ours, and yet there is so much more coming in as we say our prayer. I offer this gift with joy and gratitude. I receive freely and give freely, knowing the law of circulation is working perfectly in my life and the life of this center.
All right, sing it with us. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. One time all the way through, come on. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. We'll take it. It's up to me to be grateful. It's up to me to be kind. It's up to me to be grateful. It's up to me. It's up to me. All right, everybody on your feet. Come on, sing it with us. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Come on, last time through. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life. Last time. Every day I wake up and I say, today I love my life.
All right. So this is Kenise. And she is a walking miracle. She's asked for prayers, and she's had some miraculous things happen in her life. And so she, too, is also a good steward and a good follower of our teaching. So let us together please say our prayer as we bless our offering. We bless this collective offering and receive it with gratitude, knowing it is spirit in action. As this currency flows through our center and beyond, it blesses many lives, including my own. Thank you, Kenise. All right, so at this time, I'd like to welcome our visitors. If you are here for the first time, please don't be bashful. Stand up. We won't bite you. We want to welcome you. We have a gift for you. Anybody here? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you. So right over there, Steve is giving you a CD holder with information about our center. And please stop by the foyer table and pick up a CD. We have a CD with a couple of Dr. Joe's talks on them. We welcome you. And if you're visiting the desert, put sunscreen on. And if you're and drink a lot of water. If you're from the valley, please come back. We'd love to see you again. We'd love for this to be your spiritual home. This is our prayer team that is over in the next building over for those of you who are here for the first time. And if you're going through anything, please go over there and have them pray with you. If you don't have time, you can always fill out a prayer request, which is over there, and put it in the prayer box. And those are given to the practitioners, and you are prayed for also. Don't forget, I still have my book study on Tuesday. We have things Wednesday. It's not up there, but this Wednesday is my recap of the John of God trip. So please join me with Monica at 6:30, and we'll be over in the Ohm Room. So even though it's summer, we still have a lot of great things happening. So please avail yourself of that. So let's just do a closing prayer. So we recognize that we have the pin to that bank of life, and it is LOVE. And so as we put that love in, we also take that love out, and that we know that this is an unlimited source, an unlimited account of love, health, finances, love, beauty. We are so blessed. And so we came here to use that bank account and to share it and to be that giver of that life, that giver of good everywhere we go. And so we know these principles. We go back to the basics. We see it, we know it, we believe it. We stand on the edge with great anticipation and excitement for all the good that is coming into our life. We recognize that we are never alone, that we are always one with this divine source. So I am so grateful for this message, so grateful for the reminders that we have all the time of the perfection of life. I just say thank you. I allow this week to unfold in its magnificence, and together we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a wonderful week, everyone.